Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Politically Correct Ghana lesson 363, and today the 21st of March 2026. We want to talk about posthumous awards for slave abolition and then posthumous punishment for slave traders or slave masters. Okay, we're looking at Ghana and then external, or we're looking at external and then internal. And most of us are aware that a lot of West African countries are pushing for restitution for slavery. They want Europeans and Americas to pay, to apologize and pay for slavery. And that has derailed their development, our development in Africa. And then maybe other places, but in Africa in particular. All right. So then you have to think, how did it happen? Were our people, we Africans, were we involved? But let's start this way. Why not let's praise the persons of Thomas Clarkson, Granville Sharp, and of course William Wilberforce, who campaigned and ensured that the House of Commons in England passed a law to abolish slavery in 1803. They campaigned vigorously, went into a legal process because they had seen Africans kidnapped, young people kidnapped and taken into slavery, brought to England and all over the place of Europe and then to the Americas. It was not right. So this gentleman must be awarded posthumously. Thomas Clarkson. These are British people, right? British lawyers. Thomas Clarkson, Granville Sharp, and then William Wilberforce. They must be awarded. Africans must award them. African nations must award these three persons, even though posthumously they are not alive. All right. But then let's look at ourselves. How did we get involved? This will be series going on for some time. We're going to name and shame. That's what we call posthumous punishment. Name and shame those of our people who got themselves involved in slavery and slave trade. And then they ensure that it didn't stop, even though there was an abolition. One of the first people I'll say is to look at myself first. So I'll use myself as an example. Look at this man. We call him Atiogbe, who was taken into slavery in Brazil. And then during the abolition of slavery, he was freed and then brought back to Benin. And then he traded between Benin and Anglon. Benin, that's Grand Popo, Petit Popo, and Lome, and then Quida, and then of course all the way to Anglon, Keta land. He traded in slavery. He kidnapped people and then sold them in slavery at Grand Popo. And that is someone who was taken into slavery, then came back freed, and then he came to commit the same offense. Look at it this way: someone who was innocent, taken, kidnapped, sold as slave, then freed, came back and then became a slave trader himself. That is so just not appropriate. That is a criminal offense. And kidnapping, per the 1803 abolition, the offense is death without a pastor praying for you. In Ghana, kidnapping and human trade is a minimum of 5 years, maximum of 25 for a life sentence. So then we have to look at it carefully. Those Ghanaians who we know are involved in slavery, we're going to name most. In fact, in Ghana, we praise them rather. In Ghana, we are praising these slave traders who are our own kin and kith. We've made them our leaders, and they sold us into slavery. We are going to name and shame them, and their families. When we mention your name, the family name, make sure that the family head comes out, accept the offense, and apologize on behalf of the family that his forebears did the wrong thing. So Atiogbe, all the Atiogbes in Ghana, in Togo, in Benin, please apologize for your great-great-grandpa's offense. That is, he was involved in slavery. He became rich out of slave trade. So please, the Atiogbes, all the Atiogbes in Ghana, all the Atiogbes in Togo, all the Atiogbes in Benin, apologize to our forebears, or to our offsprings, or to African Americans, Afro-Brazilians in particular, and in the Caribbeans, in South America, in North America. Apologize and let that slide by, and then let's start a new chapter. Go through your forebears document if he has names of those he sold, because if we know your forebears name as Atiogbe, who later became Geraldo de Lima. Geraldo de Lima was a criminal, was a kidnapper, and sold humans into slavery. So let's get these slave traders off our back. Let the families apologize, so there's some peace, and then we can also ask for restitution. We cannot ask for restitution from the Europeans when we cannot even correct ourselves. The name is H. Kwame Afaglu. Thank you.